It's no secret that Genghis Khan was a force of nature. In less than 40 years, he went from a young boy in furs, struggling to survive in the freezing cold, to an unrivaled warrior who carved out an empire stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. But what made him tick? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll find out what made Genghis Khan the most ruthless leader in history. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to look at 3 things that shaped Genghis Khan. Let's get into it. So let's begin with where he grew up. Let's paint the picture. You're a child living in the 12th century. Your father just died under mysterious circumstances. Your mother and your siblings have just been kicked out of your tribe. Now you and your family must survive off the unforgiving Mongolian steppe. That was the reality for Genghis Khan, and this reality forged his personality. When Temujin was 9, his father was poisoned by rival clan members, forcing Temujin and his family to flee into the wilderness. His father was a well-respected warlord, so you can imagine that the family were pretty much public enemy number 1. The majority of the clansmen refused to take them in, leaving them no choice but to fend for themselves. There's even some accounts that say that they resorted to cannibalism. Times were really tough, but despite all these hardships, Temujin survived. This innate ability to endure hardship would serve him well throughout his life. It also developed his strategic mind. For example, his time spent hunting provided him with essential skills that would later translate to warfare. When hunting, he would devise strategies to outsmart his prey, just as he would later use his wits to outmaneuver his enemies. Temujin took everything he learned during those desperate times and used it to propel himself to power. Speaking of power, let's move on to point number 2, the man who taught Genghis how to wield it. You see, being a good hunter isn't the same as leading an army. Temujin needed more knowledge if he wanted to carve out an empire. Luckily for him, he found a teacher. His path crossed with a wise mentor who helped him hone his leadership skills. This mentor taught him how to manage his people, how to motivate them, and how to utilize every tool available to him. Sound familiar? Well, if you think back to another iconic leader, Napoleon, he too had a similar mentor in the man who taught him military strategy, General d'Estournel de Constant. Under the general's tutelage, Napoleon rose through the ranks of the French military and eventually seized power in France. The general's influence helped set the stage for Napoleon's future conquests. In a similar fashion, this mentor's teachings laid the foundation for Genghis Khan's rise to power. With this new knowledge, Genghis started uniting different Mongol tribes under one banner. These tribes had been at each other's throats for decades, so naturally they were suspicious of anyone trying to unite them. But Genghis promised to change all of that. And that leads us to our final point, the Mongols. You see, Genghis Khan wasn't just a military genius or a great leader, he was also incredibly smart when it came to playing the long game. He recognized that in order to create a lasting legacy, he needed to do something that no one had done before, unite the Mongols. Once he realized this, he went all in. He led raids against the Xiongnu, a nomadic confederation that had been oppressing the Mongols for years. He also made strategic alliances with other tribes, always keeping his eyes on the prize. Eventually, he became the most powerful Mongol leader, taking the title of Genghis Khan, which means ocean-going conqueror. But Genghis didn't stop there. With his army at his command, he set out to conquer the known world. And boy, did he do that in style. His army was a well-oiled machine, thanks to his introduction of accounting rules and military planning. He also employed spies and created a postal system to keep tabs on his enemies and communicate with his allies. And let's not forget about his ruthlessness. Genghis Khan wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He led from the front, inspiring his troops with his courage and determination. Whenever his army captured an enemy city, they would pillage it, taking whatever they wanted. But Genghis wasn't interested in just mindless destruction. He understood the importance of cultural preservation. While his armies were destroying cities, they also brought back books, scientific texts, and even prisoners from their expeditions. He realized that knowledge was power, and he wanted his empire to be the most knowledgeable in the world. So there you have it, a brief glimpse into the mind of Genghis Khan, the man who changed the course of history forever. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one right here. See you next time.